Hi everybody, I'm Aussie, and today we're going to talk about how you can farm 2 airdrops in under 5 minutes. Sound too good to be true? But isn't. And that's the great thing about some airdrops. They can be done quickly and efficiently. The 2 that we're talking about today are one and dones, meaning once you conduct the actions once, you don't ever have to do anything again. Just wait for the airdrop and you'll get it. Sounds pretty great, doesn't it? I think so, and that's why I'm here to show you how. What's even better is that one of these airdrops is going to be part of the biggest airdrops of the year, and that's EigenLayer. EigenLayer is a new restaking platform for Ethereum. It allows you to take your liquid staked ETH or your natively staked ETH and restake it with EigenLayer. And what that does is it allows EigenLayer to take that ETH and those ETH validators and go validate transactions on other blockchains. So it basically helps provide security to these other blockchains in exchange for rewards, just like the rewards you're receiving on ETH. And this allows them to boost your ETH rewards from 4% a year to anywhere to 10, 20, 50 to 500%. That's absolutely crazy. And it makes ETH and ETH liquid staking an even more attractive option in 2024. Now, EigenLayer is one. The second we're going to talk about is Swell. Swell is a little bonus. It's a liquid staking ETH provider, and it's also holding an airdrop, just like Lido, Rocket Pool, Anchor, and so many of these other liquid staking providers did earlier this year or in the previous cycle. There is one thing to keep in mind here. These one and done airdrops are often more capital intensive. You're often looking at the higher amount of capital that you lock up for the longer amount of period, likely the more rewards you'll get. EigenLayer is running a point system, which is based both on how much ETH you're staking and how long you're staking it. Every week you'll accumulate points for the amount of ETH you staked. So keep that in mind. It is one of the drawbacks, but if you don't have a lot of time, but you're sitting on a bunch of ETH and don't have anything else you want to do with it, then I think this is a perfect opportunity for you. Now, let's get right into it. Follow along in the tutorial to see how you can farm both these airdrops in under 5 minutes. Welcome to the tutorial part of this video. Please note before we start this tutorial, first, you can use any amount of ETH to do this tutorial, but all of the transactions do occur on ETH. And so you are going to not want to do this with $40. You'll spend it all on gas fees. To make it worthwhile, you've got to be doing this with at least a few $100s, if not more. And the more you do, the more rewards you'll get. Another thing to note, the EigenLayer staking of liquid staked Ethereum is currently capped. The cap was reached just before the recording of this video. Unless you have 32 ETH and know how to run a validator, running an Eigen pod on Beacon ETH is not going to work. So we're going to have to pursue this airdrop in an indirect fashion. Let's dive right into it. We're going to buy ETH on Coinbase or on whatever centralized exchange you use, and then we're going to send that to our MetaMask wallet. We're going to send that on the ETH chain, and then once it gets there, we're going to go to Ether.fi. EtherFi is a liquid staking ETH provider, and they're providing native restaking within their platform. What they're doing is they're allowing you to liquid stake your ETH with them, and they're going to go create that validator with EigenLayer and natively restake that ETH for you and share that yield down to you. Once on Ether.fi, you're going to click Stake Now, and that'll bring you to the staking screen. You'll input the amount of ETH you want to deposit, and then click Stake. So this is one way that you can get the EigenLayer airdrop without staking directly on EigenLayer. Now for the bonus airdrop. we're going to go to Swell. So Swell is also a liquid staking provider for ETH, and you can just go to Swell, click stake, and deposit your ETH. They're running in a points system right now for potential airdrop of this governance token. Worthwhile. You can't restake your Swell right now because of the cap on EigenLayer, but otherwise you would be once the cap is lifted. Just keep your eye out and you can stake your Swell staked ETH on EigenLayer. So now that we've gone through the two tutorials today, let's look at what timelines are for both of these airdrops and what potential valuation or what's a potential price for the tokens that we might receive. Let's start with EigenLayer, the bigger of our two airdrops. EigenLayer raised $50 million at approximately $1 billion valuation in March of 2020. This is pretty massive, and why I think it will be one of the larger airdrops this year. They've got over $1 billion in TVL. There's a good chance that we are going to see a pretty substantial airdrop. The big thing is we might be waiting at least 6 months for this airdrop. The EigenLayer airdrop probably won't drop till Q2 of 2024 or early Q3 of 2024. And so we are going to be waiting at least 6 months for that airdrop. In the case of Swell, it could come in late at Q1 2024 or early Q2 2024. And it's going to be a much smaller airdrop. If we compare the TVL of Swell to Lido, which is the leader in the liquid staking space, Lido has almost 20 billion in TVL, whereas Swell only has about 300 million. The total market cap of Lido is only about 3 billion, whereas I'm assuming we'll probably see a 30 million to 300 million valuation for Swell. So it'll be a much smaller airdrop, but there's also less people participating. So still some good opportunities there. That kind of wraps it up for this week's tutorial. Super simple, couple of quick and easy airdrops to get us started. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments. I'll help you out as best I can. If you like the content, please consider liking and subscribing. I'll be coming out with more guides and airdrops soon. Thanks for watching and see you next time.